go to Daily Mail, and within about 15-20 minutes, the ad blocker was up to almost 3,500 blocks. So on what planet should I continue to go to Daily Mail? This is Random Thoughts. Random thoughts are the thinkings of the person talking right there, and not necessarily anything to do with YouTube, Google Corporation. Okay, I was trying to see if the young lady who turned herself in for pushing the old woman, I was thinking maybe she's innocent. You never know. But the reason why she's guilty as F you know what I was gonna say. The reason why? Because she deleted such and such. Well, I need to see more proof. But what really sealed the deal for me, that they should lock her up for about at least 5, probably 10 years. Make her earn it. Make her earn the parole. It was the lawyer, Mr. High Price Lawyer. He said, even if she did push him, well, a second ago you're saying there's no proof, and they just have a picture of the client walking onto the subway. But then he says, but if she did do it, I'm not saying she did. Well, I'm paraphrasing. I don't even know what he said, because I was getting bombarded by Daily Mail. I had to read what I could and get the F out of there. I see ad blocker going into the thousands, and I don't feel too comfy. I don't care how entertaining I think they are. But the lawyer said, hey, you got Mr. Woke letting off all these other people, so he's undercharging over there, and this is an overcharge. Okay, she's not a cold-blooded murderer, but you gotta know, if you push an older person, you push anyone, and they hit the ground, there's always a chance they're gonna get killed. Everyone should know that. Yet this has got nothing to do with caring about that story or any other story. The main point is that ad blocker was up to around 3,500 blocks in 15 minutes. I don't get many page views here, so it's not like I can exactly go, hey, let's boycott Daily Mail. Right, so about 10 of us, I actually might be getting some extra views, but the views are coming from the back archive. People are gobbling up my stuff on Selena Gomez, where I called her a narcissist. What was the other thing? The Howard Stern, everybody knows it. Remember that one? Because of course at this point, no one's going to be watching Hilaria Baldwin, that one. Although who knows, maybe that will grow and grow. Last I saw it was at 22 grand, 22,000. So I went from really bottom of the barrel for stats, and then things took an upturn when I got that Hilaria Baldwin faking the Spanish accent. That was my scoop. Now, it wasn't my scoop, but it was a YouTube scoop. I was the first one on that thing. The only other person around back then at that moment, I think it was Perez Hilton, and he mailed it in. It was ridiculous. So I got that scoop in regards to YouTube. I noticed the thing on Twitter. It was blowing up with the viralness. Now no one cares. People are starting to see that war and random crime results in people getting hurt. And if this ain't no way to live, I'm the guy who was sued by Brett Camerlin. So I have a certain realness. Is that the word? I almost am like a verified check mark. I'm more verified than all those check marks. I drove Jimmy Dore's ecosystem off of YouTube, pretty much. Back in the day, they thought, because I was so good at cyber sleuthing, they thought I was a hacker. That's why they effed with me. They created some alternate reality game. They got Jeremy Hammond. They thought I was one of them. They thought that because I was able to figure stuff out based on just my brain. I was a cyber sleuth. I did end up finding some pretty weird stuff. So they must have wondered, how the heck did he do that? Where's he getting that info? How's he getting that info? I proved all those idiots are on drugs and reading off of teleprompters. I proved that the internet is rigged. So the people who messed with me earlier on, back around 2010, that stuff, Kimberlin, Rauhauser, it's the same company. It's called government. It's called them. Them. Modern day COINTELPRO. Those were the people who after me. That means Ron Breinart is COINTELPRO. Lee Stranahan is COINTELPRO. All of them are COINTELPRO. Fault lines. Jamal Thomas is down and out COINTELPRO. Farron Franzak, down and out COINTELPRO. I seen her flashing free son signs. It was one right after the other. First she did that okay, but it's really a 666. And then she went right into the devil horn. So that takes a special kind of sorority woman. Some type of morning star. What is that group called? There's a woman's club version of it. The Freemasonry is what's behind everything. Because nothing gets better. So logic has one ask, well, why doesn't anything get better? Don't we have laws? Don't we have judges? Don't we have police? Don't we have all these things? Don't we have guidelines and regulations and ethics? Didn't we have a renaissance and enlightenment, political revolutions? Didn't we have all this stuff? Were we not evolving into something better? No, we weren't. We never do. It never gets better. It's better to know. It's better to know that the society is rigged by bad people. The only hope of anything getting better is if there are major concessions. There has to be some type of glasnost for Americans, for us, for we the Americanos. My crusading days are over. I'm barely able to put this video together. I am not like any of the other people. I am a human being. I do share that. We all share that. We all have the same hardware, so to speak. You know a cat when you see one. So you know a human. We're all human. There's no doubt about that. We all went through the same similar stuff, more or less. What gets folks into trouble is that they don't really understand this concept that we're just humans. We're just another form of animal. Despite the fact that we're very smart animals, nothing ever gets better. We're not smart enough, apparently, or there is a level of smarts, but there's no way to apply it to social structure. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. So what I do for that is I simply name drop Marshall McLuhan and Eric Fromm. At least everything I did in regards to social media was for free. It's not far-fetched what I came up with. Anyone who looks into that Kimberlin stuff, Wienergate, SWATgate, it's all pretty much brushed under the rug, so to speak. But it happened, proving Internet COINTELPRO. Maybe there are other planets. There has to be other planets. Maybe. See, I'm feeling a continuity in regards to reincarnation. We go from the past life to the next life, and while it's a whole new person, whole new body, there's a karma thing. It's a carryover thing, apparently. Gonna dish out my beliefs. Why not? We're reincarnated. We're also from the apes, right? We're from that family. We're about 2 million years old. If you go by the oldest fossils they found of people, of those folks standing up in trees. Now they don't know if they were standing up to reach for a mango or to stretch or to, I don't know, were the dinosaurs? No, there weren't dinosaurs. There was a TV show, they made it seem like the dinosaurs and the humans were around at the same time. The only difference between us and the animals is that we stood up, we started talking. So we're standing on our feet, we're on the ground, we figured out speech. Anything else is superfluous, like to speech. Speech and thought. Now they have thought too, they got speech too, but it's nowhere near what the human can do. No, the elephants, some of those animals are quite smart. And they're better than us, too. The elephants are apparently a more thoughtful species. Apparently, I think we killed off the Neanderthals and the Denisovans. I think we killed them off. Who are we? Well, I doubt that I was involved in any of that. I was probably a Denisovan. I don't know. I doubt I was a Neanderthal, but I don't look anything like the caveman on that ad. Even a caveman could do it. A funny ad. It was like, I'm anti-capitalism, but it's a funny ad. So I feel conflicted. So this is a deal. It's impossible to prevent recording, but it is quite possible to prevent play, like to retrieve the memory and go and hit rewind and hit play. That's what causes the trouble. It's not that we record. One has to record. It's how it goes. It's infinity what one can record. Recording is not a problem. You can never record too much. The only time to stop recording too much is if you're doing it mechanically. You know what I mean? Conformity is killing us. We got herded into the internet, and it's so not good for us.
In a sense, you've been a historian as you've gone about your work. And let's talk first a little, if we may, about your book, The Gutenberg Galaxy, where you argue that for a long time, without actually understanding it, we've been living in a culture in which our whole way of looking at the world has been determined by typography, by the successiveness of print and so on. Would you like to enlarge on that a bit?
Well, I remember I decided to write that book when I came across a piece by J.C. Carruthers, a psychiatrist, on the African mind in health and disease, describing the effects of the printed word on the African populations. It startled me and decided me to plunge in. But we have a better opportunity in seeing our old technologies when they confront other populations elsewhere in the world. The effects they have on most people are so startling and so sudden that we have an opportunity to see what happened to us over many centuries.
Yes, which we couldn't see because we're inside the system.
Yeah.
Don't you say that what happened was that we got used to having our information processed as it is in print. That's to say, it's set out successively, whereas at the root of your thoughts, perhaps, there's the view that we can see the world as an image instantaneously, but that we've chosen, under the pressure of the technology, to set it out successively like a block of print.
Well, every technology has its own ground rules, as it were. It decides all sorts of arrangements in other spheres. The fact of script and is the ability to make inventories and collect data and store data changed many social habits and processes back as early as 3000 BC. However, that's about as early as scripts began. The effects of rearranging one's experience, organizing one's experience by these new extensions of our powers, are quite unexpected. Perhaps one way of putting it is to say that writing represents a high degree of specializing of our powers.
Yes.
Compared to pre-literate societies, there is a considerable concentration on one faculty when you develop a skill like scripting.
And this is the visual, what we call the visual.
Yes, this is a highly specialized stress compared to anything in ordinary oral societies. There have been many studies made of this in various ways, but in our own Western world, the rise of the phonetic alphabet seems to have had a bunch to do with Platonic culture and the ordering of experience in the terms of ideas, classifying of data and experience by ideas.